Hello, it's Kira from Caps in the Warehouse 13 fan channel, and I'm terribly sorry that I have not made a video blog. It has been like a month since I made a video blog, and that's really silly. I have no excuse other than being lazy and school starting, yada yada. So I just get so distracted, with homework and Tumblr and Tumblr. Yeah, so you catch my drift. Anyway, I am making video blogs more of a priority starting now. I'm making video blogs before I even go on Tumblr. That is dedication. Right there. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I have to make this kind of quickly because my sister's going to come home and she'll be talking and then she'll open the door and I'll be like, bleh, and I'll be like, no, I cannot do this. So here it goes. So, season finale Warehouse 13. So good, so epic, but very depressing. I was seriously like holding back tears. I know it's kind of sad that I didn't actually cry, but yeah. I'm still a sap, nonetheless. Why am I defending my title as a sap? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so it started off, you know how in part 1 of the season finale, Buried, Helena or Aishi, whatever you call her, she Tesla them, and we were like, oh no, was she a bad guy? And so they wake up, and they're like, OMG, Helena escaped, da-da-da-da, so they have to try and find a way to escape, but like, the sand falling down, it looks like an avalanche, and they're gonna die, and they're like, how do we get out of here? And their Farnsworth isn't working, and then they find these wings, I forgot whose wings they were, but Pete puts them on, and they're all like flying and stuff, and it's so cool. And they finally get up enough high, and there's this trapdoor, and then right when they're about to, like, hold on to it, Artie calls them, and he's like, oh, Helena's a bad guy. And they're like, we know. Yeah. So and then he's like, close your eyes, and they're like, what? And then, so they cover their eyes or whatever, and then suddenly the door opens, and it's, like, really bright, and it's like, and they go up, and then there's Artie, and then, yay, they're safe, and whatnot, and then they got a call from Claudia. So back at the warehouse and such, Mrs. Frederick, you know how she has all that freaky, the inventory is in my mind stuff, so she still has the inventory of Warehouse 2 inside her mind. So she finds out that there's an artifact missing from Warehouse 2, but before she can find out what artifact it is, it's all like, from there. Yeah, so they don't know what artifact she took, but, they know she took an artifact. So it turns out, after a few more clues, because Pete and Mike have to go to Paris because they figure out that Helena went there, because that's where her dead daughter Christina, the body was, so they go there, and then so Helena stole Minoan's trident, I believe, it looks like a pitchfork. And it turns out that was that item that Lena was drawing, when, after the Pearl of Wisdom thing, I'm sorry, I keep stuttering and stuff, I'm a ballet girl, what can you do? So, they found out that it was the trident, and Artie explained that if it is plunged into the ground 3 times, it can cause, like, volcanic eruptions, and it could cause, like, the world to end. So, it's pretty crucial that they find this artifact that she has. So, back in Paris, Helena gets the lawyer, gets her lawyer, and she takes him to where the body of Christina is, and such, and she forces him to get out the coffin, and then she takes this little handle from it. Well, actually, before that, she's like, oh, thank you so much for your help. And then she has this, like, bottle of black stuff, and then she pours it, and then she tells him to, like, take his shoes off and step into it, and then it's like a miniature tar pit. Seriously, this episode made me paranoid of, like, large black puddles. If I see one, I'm like, issue else is here. Anyway, so he steps into it, and he's getting, like, he's sinking, and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't want him to die, and then finally Pete and Mike come in, and they're like, oh yeah, and they pull him out of the tar pit, but by then, Helena is gone! So, but again, meanwhile, Kelly gets this package, and it's this little compact, and it says it's from Pete, but you can tell right off the bat that it's not from Pete, and it's from Helena, because she opens the car, and then there's this, like, weird comment thing, as I said before. Sorry again. And she's all like, oh my gosh, how cute, let's take pictures of it, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, she takes pictures and she sends it to Pete, and he's like, I don't remember sending her that. Da, da, da. And there was also this really heartbreaking scene before he gets in the car and he's talking to Kelly on the phone, and he's like, you're my happiest place, Kelly. I love you. And the look on Micah's face when she was waiting in the car was so terrible. It just, yeah, very sad for Micah. So anyway, Helena escaped, and then Pete finds out that she sent the compact thingy to Kelly. So Pete wants to go check on Kelly. And this is probably very out of order because if they're in Paris, then how is that gonna... Anyway, so Pete goes to check on Kelly at where she works and stuff, and then she tries to kill him. She's like, I'm going to kill you because I love you. And it was the artifact, the compact thingy that was causing it, so she's like, run around with a knife trying to kill Pete and whatnot, and then Claudia comes to the rescue, and she finds out it's the artifact. But before that, like when, because Kelly pretended that she was out of the trash, she's like, what's going on? Can you give me some water? So Pete took the knife and then just, you know, set it on top of the water thing, got all distracted getting her a cup of water, and then all of a sudden she injects him with the sedative, and he wakes up and he's like strapped down to the board table thingy, and he's got this big thing in his mouth like a gag, and like he doesn't know what to do, and then Claudia comes and then she realizes what the artifact is, and it's all cool now, you think. Meanwhile, why do I keep saying meanwhile? To transfer to other scenes, obviously. Okay, so Micah and Artie find Helena and stuff, and sorry, that was my phone, and they figure out that she has a trident, and she's like, the world needs a break, you know, the world is corrupt, to talk about everything that happened, which is kind of ironic because, you know, her daughter died, and Micah was saying this, that like, why would she want other people to feel the pain that she did, but then it was just like, and she shot Artie, and, well, actually, Artie shot Helena, but then she was wearing this other vest artifact. How many artifacts does this chick have? That when pain is inflicted on you, the pain is also inflicted on the person who inflicted the pain on you, which sounds very confusing, but because Artie shot Helena and she was wearing the vest, that affected Artie too. So Micah was trying to convince her not to use the pitchfork, and she had already plunged it into the ground 2 times, and then there was this really intense scene with Micah and Helena, and then she was like, well, if we're all gonna die anyway, why don't you shoot me? And like, she had like the gun, like Helena's gun pointed right to her head, and she's like, I'd rather you kill me right here, right now, instead of killing me like a coward. And it was like awesome. I was like, yeah. And then like Helena just kind of was like, ah, then she fell, and then the pitchfork was safe, but Artie was injured, but then they saved him and he was okay. But then, losing my breath, Helena, she had to go and be taken away. You know, I don't know if she got bronze or anything, but I was really sad because I love Helena. She's so awesome. Jamie, forever be your fangirl, even though you're slightly evil-ish. Anyway, so after Helena's gone and everything, and Kelly packs up her boxes and leaves, and you know, Pete was really heartbroken, but this is horrible, but I was kind of happy because I really just don't like Kelly. I don't know if anyone likes Kelly. I'm sorry, Paula, who's the actress. You're awesome, you're a good actress, but you know, the character, it's just one of those things, you know, like, you know, Juliet on Gossip Girl. Like, I don't like her. The actor could be a totally awesome person, but her character is... Okay. Anyway, stop making other show references. So, Kelly left because she's like, I'm not the one, and I tried to kill you, and he's like, no, but you were under the artifact, but he couldn't really explain it to her because he was gonna the job, and so she left, and then Micah and Peter having this talk, and he's like, you know, I wish I could have a normal life, and sorry, my time is running out, so I'm talking really fast, and Micah's like, you belong at the warehouse, and stuff, and then she gives this note to Mrs. Frederick, and Mrs. Frederick is like, you can't leave, and oh my gosh, I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to do part 2, but it's going to be really fast. Okay, Bye.